Every film begins with a vision. For the Kaiser, that vision came to two people. The director, that's me, and the director of photography, Vesko. We'll call him Vesko from now on. I first met Vesko a few years ago, back when he was still a student in film school. We shot a short film together in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. After that, we didn't really stay in touch, not because of any problems, we just hadn't crossed paths again. But ever since the beginning of 2024, I had my eye on him. I knew how talented he was, and I thought, yeah, that's the guy you want behind the camera. The only thing I wasn't sure about was whether he'd still want to shoot with me. So, in 2024, I got offered 2 TV commercials. And who did I call? Vesko. He agreed right away. But to be honest, I had a plan. An evil little plan. I thought, if I gave him work now, maybe I can convince him to shoot the Kaiser for free later. You know, play the long game. But when we met again at the start of 2025, I finally told him about the film. He just looked at me and said, yeah, I'm in. Just like that. Turns out I didn't need a 1-year plan after all. The idea alone was enough to get him on board. Who would have figured? Once Vesko was officially a part of the project, things started moving fast. The first decision was, of course, the camera. It had to look cinematic, high-end, professional. So we went with the Arri Alexa. Well, to be honest, we went with it because he already owned one. But it also happens to be one of the best cameras in the world. Then came the lenses. We wanted authenticity, that early 90s look, but we didn't want just to copy something that has already been done, so we tested everything, and I mean everything. We went to one of the biggest rental houses and tried more than 15 different sets. Each had its own character, flaws, its own way of bending the light. And in the end, we chose a set of medium format Olympus lenses rehoused for modern use. We had the perfect mix, a modern sharpness from the Alexa, but softness and texture of older glass. They gave the image personality. Our influences weren't from one film or series. For example, we didn't want to copy how the F1 movie with Brad Pitt looks. It's way too modern and clean. We didn't want to copy the Senna series either, because we didn't want the Kaiser to feel like a continuation of that story. Instead, we looked at how films in the 90s were shot, how the lighting was positioned, how the camera moved, what each frame would tell the audience if you paused it as a single still. We wanted every frame of the Kaiser to feel like a photograph from that era. So we gathered over 300 reference photos from different films of that time and began constructing our visual language, frame by frame and tone by tone. Well, when it came to color and light, we wanted to go back to the roots. Greens, yellows, deep contrast, like the 1991 spa atmosphere. Something that feels wet, alive, and slightly nostalgic. We didn't want the polished, oversaturated colors you see in modern films, and we also didn't want the color palette of Rush. As great as that film looks, its colors belong to that time it was made. They captured the energy of the 2010s perfectly, but using that same style today would feel out of place. We wanted something more timeless. Natural tones, colors that feel grounded and real, so the viewer isn't just watching the story, but living inside it. As if they are one of the characters, standing right there, on the grid, feeling the atmosphere unfold around them. Once the visual style was set, we began planning the actual shoot. We wanted to keep the style simple and classic, the way films were shot in the early 90s. Almost every shot had to have a bit of motion, but purposeful motion, not just moving for the sake of it. So Vesko and I spent weeks in his office, going through every single scene, acting them out, him holding the camera, moving it, imagining the light, playing through every possible version. By the time we were done, we had practically shot the entire film. In theory, the film already existed, just without the actors or sets. We organized everything into a massive document. Every shot, every angle, 2 variations of each, drawings of locations, camera placement, lighting, directions, everything. And yes, that's how it's done on every professional film. But I wanted to show you that we did it too. Meticulously, passionately, and observantly. After the plan, it was time to test it. We gathered 2 actors, one of them the actual actor playing the main role, though I'll tell you more about him in the next episode. So, we rented a go-kart track, handed them a short script, and started filming. It looked good. Really good. Basically, we shot a proof of concept for the proof of concept short film. Yeah, we actually did that. Because we didn't want any surprises when the real shoot began. We wanted to know that everything worked, that our style, our vision, our pacing all made sense. We wanted to step into the real set already knowing how the Kaiser should look and feel. The vision of the Kaiser isn't just making a racing film. It's about showing the man behind the helmet, the human being inside the car. Every frame, every shot, every sound of the engine, and every moment of silence was designed to remind the viewer of that. The film is not about speed. It's about identity, about becoming the Kaiser. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of finding the actor who will be portraying the protagonist of the film, the man who will become the 7-time world champion.